Chapter 9 Clear Skies. That night I had a dream. I dreamed about something that happened when I was still on the island. That day I was pedaling as hard as I could to cancel out the pain from where my dad had hit me. It had been raining on the island then, too. Thick rain clouds were rolling across the sky, but several rays of light glanced down through gaps in the cloud cover. I wanted to get out of there, to get into that light, and I biked down the coastal road for all I was worth. For just a moment, I thought I had it. But I was at the edge of a seaside cliff, and the sunlight flowed away, far out to sea. I'll go into that light, I decided then. And when I did, I found you. Yosha. That night I had a dream. I dreamed about the day I first saw you. You were all by yourself in that McDonald's late at night, and you remind me of a lost kitten. But that lost kitten was the one who found the meaning in my life. I met you and started working. Every time I caused a sunburst, more people smiled, and I continued my work as a sunshine girl because those smiles made me happy. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was a choice I made. Even if I realized too late to turn back, meeting you made me really happy. If I hadn't met you, I wouldn't have loved myself or the world as much as I do now. Right now, you're sleeping next to me, exhausted after crying so much. There are tear tracks on your cheeks. Outside the window, I can hear fierce rain and thunder like a distant drum. There's a small ring on my left hand, a present you gave me, the first ring I've ever gotten, and probably the last. Softly, I lay my hand over yours as you sleep. I can feel its gentle warmth like the sun at night. Before long, the waves are rippling out from our layered hands. I can feel myself becoming one with everything. My boundaries are dissolving into the world. A peculiar happiness and keen sorrow spread all through me. I don't want this, I think, even as euphoria fills me. Not yet. I haven't told you anything yet. I haven't said thank you or I love you. I frantically take my spreading, thinning consciousness together. Try to bind my thoughts and emotions to myself somehow. I speak. I find my throat, and I try to remember the sensation of air against it. Oraka. Oraka. My voice is small and hoarse, sending only the tiniest vibrations into the air. Oraka, Oraka. So, I can't feel my throat anymore. I'm disappearing. I'm vanishing. I summon up the last of my strength, trying to make my words reach your ears. Don't cry, Oraka. Let me read chat. Oh, hey, Dr. Idol, we're doing well. Hello. Mofu, fall asleep. Fall asleep. Your hands, whatever, Kaito. I do hear that one. Alright. My eyes open. I've been asleep, dreaming. Slowly, I sit up. Everything around me is covered in bright white fog. A fine mist is falling with a noise like thin sheets of paper softly rubbing together. What was I doing? I can't remember. The only thing inside me is the vestige of something that's been diluted with water. For the past little while, transparent fish have been drifting around me as I gaze abruptly, absently, at the skyfish. I suddenly notice something's there. There's no temperature within my body, except for one place that's just a little bit warm. It's the ring finger of my left hand, put up in front of my eyes. There's a small silver ring wrapped around it. Oraka. My lips move. Oraka? The word warms my whole body, just a little. Swish. With a startlingly loud sound, A raindrop falls onto my left hand. My hand, made of water, trembles lightly and swallows the drop. I don't know how to make a sound. Raindrops fall, one after another. My outline shivers as ripples spread all around, all through me, colliding with each with blah 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 blah, with other ripples to create still more. If I keep rippling this badly, my body is going to break down. My anxiety grows. Just then, a raindrop strikes my aqueous ring finger, and the ring slips through it, as if the water has pushed it off me. Ah! Impulsively, I grab the fallen ring with my right hand. But the ring slips through that hand too, and vanishes into the ground. Despair rises in me, and for a moment I remember you vividly as my feelings burst into color again. But then they fade and melt away, leaving only a pale sadness behind. I'm starting to fall asleep. Hey, my work, I'm awful. Get wrecked, Woeful. I don't even know what's making me sad anymore, but still, I cry and cry. The fish keep flitting around me silently. Before long, the rain stops and the mist begins to lift. I'm on a grassy plain. Above me is a blue and perfectly clear sky. The rustling plain shines in the dazzling sunlight. I am in a field on top of a cloud. Invisible to anyone on the surface of the earth, I am blue and white. I am wind and water. I've become part of the world, and without any joy or sorrow, like any other natural phenomenon, I simply shed my tears. Hey Olivia, and hey Mickey. Yeah, good luck Mickey, bye. Thanks for dropping by. I woke up with a jolt. My heart was thudding away chaotically. My temples were pulsing so hard I worried they'd burst open. I was sweating heavily all over. The sound of my own blood surged in my ears like a muddy torrent. I was looking up at a ceiling I didn't recognize. Where am I thought. And gradually, the noise in my ears weakened enough to let me pick up different sounds. The twittering of sparrows, the noise of cars, the faint voices of people, the sounds of a town in the morning. Hina. Suddenly, I remembered everything. I looked over to where Hina had been sleeping next to me. ... All that was there was her bathrobe, like a cast-off shell. Hina had disappeared. Hina, where are you? I jumped out of bed. I checked the washroom, peeked into the bathroom, even opened the closet. She wasn't anywhere. Monaga, what's the matter? Master Nagi was awake, rubbing his eyes. He sounded anxious. Hina's not here. I can't find her. Huh? Nagi's startled expression abruptly shifted into sorrow. I was dreaming up until just a moment ago. Huh? I dreamed my sister was praying for good weather. Then she rose into the air and disappeared into the sky. I gulped. The image of Hina rising into the sky from the torii on the abandoned building surfaced in my mind as if I'd just seen it. Come to think of it, I'd had the same dream. Bam, bam. Suddenly, someone pounded on the door. Open up! Open this door! A man's deep voice called. That voice. As I desperately tried to remember, the lock released with a click, and the door opened. Police officers entered, still wearing their shoes. There was a male officer in a uniform, a female officer, and a big man in a suit, and a brigand-style pompadour. You're Hodaka Morishima, correct? Pompadour planted himself in front of me, holding up his police ID. His eyes were chilly. As you're probably aware, you've been reported missing. You're also suspected of illegal possession of firearm explosives. Would you come down to the station with us? Couldn't answer. There was nowhere to run. Just then, Master Nagi shouted, "Let me go! Hey, let go!" "It's alright, come on, let's go together." The lady police officer just caught Nagi as he tried to get away from her on the bed. "Nagi!" Tried to run over to help him. A jolt of intense pain ran through my arm, and somebody shoved my face into the bed. "Settle down," an irritable voice said from above me. Pompadour had twisted my arm up behind my back. Alright, gotta drink some water. Aki. Hey Aki, thanks for the lurk. Bye. And hey Al, hope we're doing well. Hello. Is that Solon? Alright. Yeah, this has been my past 3 streams and this stream too. This is gonna be the last stream I read this, or we finish this book, hopefully. This is gonna be a 4-hour stream of reading. And I'll probably be really focused on reading this time because I really want to finish reading this stream. Tomorrow I'm just gonna chill. When they hauled me out of the hotel, I felt blinded. A bright sun illuminated the town in sharp contrast. The sunlight shone as white as an overexposed photograph, and the deep dark shadows were like gaping holes in the picture. Above me, the sky was a vivid, cloudless blue. Blah, blah. I'm burping a lot. Too blue, almost fake looking. The sky was a counterfeit. The glaring sun stabbed violently at my eyes until they stung and watered. Everywhere, the cicadas were singing in a manic frenzy. It felt like being harassed by a whole crowd at once. "Come on, walk," Pompadour said over his shoulder. The uniformed police officer was right on my heels, and they pushed me onto the asphalt. I stepped into ankle-deep water. The whole road was covered. The entire town was one giant puddle. They said it would be a few more days before the water drains from the city center. The officer said behind me, a note of kindness in his voice. None of the trains are running, and central Tokyo is a mess. But it sure is nice to see a blue sky, isn't it? I hear the sun's out over the entire Kanto region. Well, it's Kanto region for the first time in 3 months. Blinking back the pain in my eyes, I glared at the sky. I searched that perfectly spotless blue for some trace of her. I couldn't believe it was true, and yet I'd known this would happen. The two feelings spun around and around in my head. "Hurry up, move it." Pompadour snapped from where he stood beside the patrol car. Just then, something glinted overhead. I strained my eyes. There it was again. A small something fell near my feet with a tiny splash. I crouched, putting my hand into the water. "Hey, what are you doing?" Pompadour sounded irritated. "Ah." My skin crawled. It was a ring. The thing that had come falling down from the sky was a little silver wing-shaped ring, the one I slipped onto Yuna's finger. "Yuna, a sacrifice?" "Yuna, it's not true, right?" Without thinking, I straightened up. "Hey!" The uniformed policeman grabbed my shoulder. I didn't care. I tried to run. The officer pinned both of my arms in a Nelson hold. I struggled and yelled at the sky for all I was worth. "Yuna, come back. Yuna, Yuna." But the sky didn't so much as tremble. My voice just disappeared into the transparent expanse. This has a horror story? Makes you sleepy? Is that so? Wanna drink coffee? Sleep, Len. Mofu's already sleeping. Zzz. You're next. Alright. In the seat next to me, Pompadour heaved a big sigh, as if it was all a big hassle to him. Have you decided to calm down? The police officer was driving slowly over the flooded streets. We'll get the details at the station. There's something we need to confirm now. I was looking down, and I didn't respond. Pompadour didn't care as he went on. Hina Amano, the girl was away with you last night. She's 15, right? Wait, 15? Wasn't she 18? Huh? I raised my head in spite of myself. Pompadour was eyeing with total disinterest. Any idea where she might have gone? Hina's 15? Not 18? Pompadour's eyebrows rose slightly. She lied about her age on the resumes she sent to the places where she worked part-time. I'm sure she did it to keep the bills paid, but Hina Amano is still in her 3rd year of middle school. She hadn't finished her compulsory education. You didn't know that? Oh, come on. The words slipped out. So I was the oldest one this whole time. I heard Pompadour tisk. I realized tears were rolling down my face. Alright, kid, the detective said, making no attempt to hide his impatience. I'm asking you if you have any idea where she went. The inside of my chest flared hot, like it was on fire. This was rage. I was furious. Where's Hina? I glared at Pompadour. Hina's gone. It's how we got this weather, but nobody knows anything. They're just enjoying it like a bunch of idiots. Tears were working their way up again. Crying was all I'd been doing lately. It was pathetic, and I pulled my knees up to my chest. It just isn't fair. The words slipped out like something a purulent little kid would say, which made me tear up even more. We don't have time for this. You think we need an expert medical witness? The detectives were whispering together. Outside the window of the patrol car, the sun-drenched city flowed past, glinting and glaring. I'm just feeling a bit drowsy. David is Yeah, I'll reach the end of the story. Oh, alright. Like me, Mofu. You're gonna sleep. My head was throbbing with every heartbeat. Lately, even a good night's sleep wasn't enough to get all the booze out of my system. I'd only just woken up, but I was already limp and worn out. On top of that, the world outside the window was so blinding. I couldn't get my eyes to focus. But I couldn't stop staring at the TV. Rubbing my eyes, I flipped through channel after channel. News reporters are generally supposed to just, report. But right now, every single one of them was over the moon. Oh wait, I just realized we got a follow 15 minutes ago. Sorry. I have alerts off, so I thank followers. Karanakushi _ thank you for the follow. For what must be the first time in several months, the sun is out over the whole Kanto plain. On TV, the skyscrapers in the city center looked almost like gravestones, with sharp lines between the light and shadows. On another channel, kids were running around on a watery street. Late nights, heavy rain seemed like a dream. As of 8 o'clock in the morning, the temperature is over 75 degrees. There is flooding in many areas, centered on Arakawa River region. The depth of the water ranges from roughly 4 inches in some areas to nearly 20 inches in low-lying. Operations are suspended on all urban JR and private railway lines, and efforts to restore services are underway. We still don't have a complete picture of the damage done last night, but it sounds as though it will be at least a few days before the transportation infrastructure is restored. Hello, hope you're doing well on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are on this planet. Hello, dear. I'm strong, I'm a fight. Give up. Fall asleep. Is that so, Olivia? True. Everyone out on the street. Wait. Still, spirits are high under the first clear blue sky in ages. True. Everyone out on the street was wearing a smile. Does the weather really change people's moods this much? I mused absently, as if this had nothing to do with me. As for me, I wasn't real happy at all for some reason. For the past little while, I'd felt a strange twinge of regret. The kind you feel when you step on a bug and kill it without meaning to. Yes, or you feel it, too, don't you? I wanted to ask not to me, but she was out. I heaved a big sigh. No point in dwelling on feelings without a cause, or listening to strangers celebrate. I switched off the TV and stood up, then wandered over to the window. Water had built up in the window. Well, it looked like an aquarium out there. The office was a half basement, and there was about 3 feet of rainwater between the glass and the concrete wall outside. The window's thin sash had cracks in several places, and water was trickling in. Without giving it any real thought, I set my fingers on the frame. Thanks to the water pressure, it didn't budge. I put a little more force into my fingers. The glass suddenly shattered, and water poured into the office. A stream knocked down the pile of books by the window, washing documents far back into the room. I stared at it, dumbfounded. By the time the water finally stopped coming in, the office was flooded ankle deep. Let me drink some water. Again, we'll be finishing the book tonight. I'll just be reading for like 4 hours straight. Oh, if I didn't, I don't. Oh, did you get to diamond now? Nasty? Yo, you're insane, Nasty. Hey, let's go. You're amazing. Do retire. Go play like Halo or Battlefield or something. Quit Apex. Let's go, Nasty. Daddy, do you look outside? When I answered the phone, the call was from Mocha. The voice of a little kid is like a breath of life itself, I thought. The way I did every time I heard it. It's sunny. Amazing, huh? Hey, I want to go to the park again. I could hear the joy in her voice. Kids her age were so lucky. Believing everything in the world was put there just for you. Certain that when you smile, the whole world smiled right along with you. Convinced that when you cried, the world was out to get you. When had I lost it? Wonder if the kid, if Hodaka, ever outgrew it. Yeah, I said. Daddy'd love to take you to the park today. Try asking your grandma, Mocha. Kay, oh hey, Daddy, yesterday I had an amazing dream. What about? Even as I asked, a chill ran up my arms. Damn, and I was trying so hard to ignore it. I dreamed Hina was praying for the sun. I knew it. I finally gave up and remembered. That's right, I'd had a dream. Too. The Sunshine Girl was rising into the sky from the roof of a building with a torii gate on it. And out of nowhere I wondered, had everybody in Tokyo had that same dream? Somewhere in their hearts, did they all know this guy had cost somebody's life? Oh yeah, maybe she did, I replied hoarsely. In my mind, I told myself it couldn't possibly be true, pressing the words into my mind like the forceful strokes of a ballpoint pen. What up? Someone woke up? No, they walked to use the restroom. I'll take a small break then, like 1 minute. Oh, sorry. Too strong for melatonin, coffee, low fee, eh? Sure. Yeah, so I just found finished reading this stream. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I kinda wanna play games again. maybe I'll just chill on Genshin for an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a short stream. Not sure. And then the stream after that, I plan on playing Christmas Tina 1 chapter again, and then starting a needy streamer overload. Me cracking my hand. Oh no, I'm cracking my pillow and blankie. Pokemon web mode. Like for a new Pokemon game, I think I'm just gonna play off stream. I was playing it today too. Maybe I could play it on stream. I don't know. I need to play Genshin too though. I'm just lonely today, I see. I'm alone every day, but I don't feel lonely. Or maybe I'm just so used to it. It's not a bad thing for me though. Dude, all my hobbies and what I do in my leisure time is usually just, you know, I only need myself really. You know, his phone's always forgotten. No fool, I'm gonna smack you. You're right, it is always forgotten. I always keep in the back of my mind. You know, we just put Pokemon like another day. I see, Lynn. I'm the same, but more like I don't want to play games with other people because I've just played games alone like all my life, and I'm just used to that. And just for that to suddenly change randomly is kind of strange. And when I do play with others, I get drained so easily. But I can't speak for the people you're talking to, Lynn, though. That's just for me. I just prefer being alone so much. But sometimes I do enjoy playing co-op. I mean, it depends on the game, usually. I'm always down to play Overcooked. Do want to play It Takes Two. I'm not sure if I'll be playing it on stream. I'm not sure my friend wants to play it on stream, so I'm not sure if I will. Well, why did I knock out? Sleep, Sofu, sleep. Where are we at? So what was it? Hodaka and Nagi, they woke up and who was it? Hina disappeared, got Thanos snapped, they got arrested, and now we're in Keisuge's point of view, like hearing the news and just realizing that everybody had the same dream of Hina being sacrificed to the sky. Just not made folks talk to me. I see. Yeah, before I started streaming, I didn't really have anyone to talk to. Like it was just like once a week maybe I would talk to someone. Which is not a complaint. That's just how I lived my life. Might sound sad, but that's because I'm using my soft-spoken voice. I'm actually not sad at all. I mean, maybe I am feeling sad because I'm reading this book. This book is getting to me right now. Alright, let's continue reading. I don't like being alone. Yeah, everyone's different. I'm just speaking about myself, and you're speaking about yourself too. I think the feeling of not wanting to be alone is very, very normal. More so than the opposite. Alright, let's continue reading. The patrol car stepped outside a police station, right by Ikebukuro Station. They dragged me out of the car, then marched me through the building, with one police officer in front of me and another one behind me, and into a gloomy hallway, lined with doors all closed together. The plates besides the door read interrogation room. Mr. Detective, I asked, raising myself. What? A pompadour turned around, glowering coldly down at me. I drew a deep, deliberate breath and blurted out the speech I'd prepared in the patrol car. I want you to go help me look for Hina. Or let me go look for Hina. She's helped me out all this time, and it's my turn to help her. Once I find her, I'll come back right away, I swear, so we'll listen to what you have to say. As Pomodoro spoke, his expression didn't change over even a hair. He opened the door in front of me. Inside, move. A hand pushed my back and my feet carried me inside. It was a cramped interrogation room, like the one you see on TV shows. There was a small table, a lamp, and 2 folding metal chairs facing each other. Behind me, the detective and the officer were talking in low voices. Where is Yasui? He's checking the Yamabuki-cho angle. Tell him we're about to start the inquiry. Understood, sir. Impulsively, I made up my mind. I lowered my head, ducked out of the room between the doors and the officer, then booked it back the way we'd come. What? Hey, stop. A second later, I heard an angry yell behind me, but I did not look back. And leaped down the stairs. I put my hands out, catching myself on a landing, then ran on down to the first floor. No problem, Sofo. Catch that kid. Several people looked at me, startled. The station wasn't big, and if I got through the lobby right in front of me, I'd be at the exit. Stop. A security guard with a wooden sword sprang out from beside the exit. And as I tried to avoid him, my foot slipped. Ugh. I fell. By sheer accident, I slid right between the guard's legs. Scrambling to my feet, I dashed out into the street, paying no attention to the traffic. Several car horns bladed, and someone yelled, "Damn idiot." From a truck that had been making a left, I ignored them and ran for dear life without even a glance over my shoulder. I was as shocked as anyone as I ran. Are you kidding me? It was a miracle. I'd escaped from a police station. At this rate though, they'd catch me again before long. I needed some sort of transportation. I spotted a bicycle on a corner I was passing and I jumped onto it. I kicked up the stand, but as I tried to ride it away, something caught with a jolt. The wheel was chained, so the guardrail was with a bike lock. To the guardrail with a bike lock. Damn it. I was starting to panic. When I looked back the way I'd come, Pompadour was bearing down on me with a face like thunder. I glanced around frantically. There were uniformed officers coming out of the streets on both sides, too, trying to trap me between them. And just then, Oraka. Startled, I turned towards the voice. A woman was speeding towards me on a pink cub, a yellow scarf flapping behind her. What? It was Natsumi. She screeched to a halt right in front of me and yelled in confusion. Kid, what on earth are you doing? I'm going to where Hina is. Natsumi's eyes wide in surprise, and then, as I was seeing things, her lips turned into a smile. Get on. Makoto, I can't read, so I guess I'll just trust you. Sure, go for it. Hey, Makoto. Hope you're doing well. Stop, both of you. Right in front of the detective, the bike took off with me on it. Damn kid. Pompadour's yell receded behind us. Natsumi sped into a narrow alley. There was water on the road everywhere, and the cub sent up big gouts of it as we went. Before I knew it, the brightness of the sun wasn't stinging my eyes anymore. Miss Natsumi, why? As I spoke, I was clinging to her so I wouldn't get thrown off by her tough driving. Natsumi answered without looking back. I got a call from Nagi, he said. Hina had disappeared and you've been arrested. Where is he? In custody, at the Children's Welfare Center. Just then I heard a police siren coming up behind us. Don't tell me they're out here after us. This is hilarious. Natsumi gave a rather hysterical laugh. Pulling on the goggles that had been sitting on top of her helmet, she said, Guess we're fugitives now, and gunned the engine. Alright, kid, Where are we going? She sounded like she was having the time of her life. The temperature was rising rapidly. The sharp wail of the police siren was coming closer through the energetic chorus of cicadas. As the fat edge of what I could see, the skyscrapers of Shinjuku shimmered like a reflection in water. A drink of water. The building was next to a big park. I was expecting something less ordinary. Once I told the front desk why I was there, the receptionist said, "Please, write your address and full name here," and handed me a visitor list. I saw that the name Kana Sakura was written in the next space up. What a jerk, I thought. You can't just steal somebody's last name. As payback, I wrote Ayane Hanazawa and put down a fake address. "He's a popular fellow," commented the white-haired guy at the front desk. "He just got here, but you're already his second visitor." "What? Really?" I smiled and bowed, brushing my hair back behind my ears as it fell over my cheeks. Long hair is insanely annoying. The old guy seemed nice. He smiled at me and said, "Go ahead. You're all set." "Ayane, you came?" Nagi greeted me with a smile as I opened the door that said interview room. I was happy to see he looked as cheerful as usual. Yeah, no matter what's going on, Nagi's always fine. He's been going through more than anybody, but he's still the kindest and the smartest person ever, and I'm the only one who knows that best. Kana was sitting primly opposite Nagi. She shot me a sneaky glance, then gave me a fake smile. I lifted my lips back at her. Nagi briskly introduced us to each other, as we hadn't officially met before. "Kana, this is Ayane. Ayane, this is Kana." I knew. We passed each other at the bus stop several times. Kana Hanazawa, with her long, soft hair, was in her 4th year of grade school, a year below me. Infuriatingly, she was Nagi's current girlfriend. Still, I was the older one, so I had to be mature about it. "It's nice to meet you," I said, cordially. Yo, this is some 10-year-old love triangle stuff. "Nice to meet you, too," Kana said, bowing modestly. Then Nagi gestured toward an adult who had been sitting by the wall, blank-faced the whole time. She was a young woman, much younger than I'd been imagining, but she had a very stubborn-looking, thick eyebrows. "Oh, so this person is?" "This is Miss Sasaki, a police officer. She's the one who brought me here. She says she'll stay with me all day today." "What? Wow, Nagi, you're like a VIP. I chirped in a particularly high-pitched voice to hide how much I hated that police lady. "Thank you for all your help." Kana and I said in unison and bowed, and the police officer nodded back wordlessly. Mean old lady. "Thanks so much for coming, you two. I know it's pretty sudden. You were probably surprised." Nagi was sitting on a kiddie chair. The room was small. It had a bookshelf with the kind of picture books you'd see at a library, along with building blocks and other toys. On the wall was a large poster that said, "Protecting Children's Futures Together." "You can say that again," we chorused. "Yeah, when I heard the government had you, I thought my heart would stop," I said. "Seriously, my heart's still pounding like you wouldn't believe. Here, Nagi, feel." Kana leaned forward. What is this? He's telling him to touch her chest? This girl's really going for it. The officer guarding us looked taken aback. "Oh, it really is," I promptly said, grabbing Kana's chest hard. Kana glared angrily at me, and Nagi gave a charming laugh. The officer watched us, confused by our social dance. Kana's heart really was racing. She was nervous too. That was when Nagi sent Kana a swift wink, and Kana gave a small nod. It was a signal. Slowly, she walked over to stand in front of the police officer. She fidgeted and faltered, and the officer looked at her questioningly. What's the matter? Well, this is the first time I've ever been on a visit like this, and I'm nervous, yes? I gotta go. Oh, Oliver's face broke into a relieved smile. That's what this is about. She was probably thinking, yes, it's this way. The door clanked shut. The only ones in this room were Nagi and me. Finally. We both got up from our chairs and started to strip off our clothes. Sorry, I really owe you one. Nagi had already taken off his parka. He wasn't smiling like usual. I could tell he was nervous, too. Jeez, Nagi, what are you even doing? I can't believe you called your ex-girlfriend for help. I complained. By the way, these guys are like 10-year-olds. Taking off the shawl around my shoulders and my long wave. My actual hair was short, only about as long as Nagi's. I'm sorry for dragging you into this, but you're the only one who could count on Ayane. I knew that, to be honest. I was glad to hear from him. There, I hid my awkwardness behind a moody pout and handed the wig to Nagi. Then I unfastened the belt on my dress. Turn around, I'm taking this off too. Please, let Project Rescue Nagi go well. I hope the gods would hear my wish as I stripped off the dress. Hey Seth, I hope you're doing on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are on this planet. Hello. Water. What has happened? Yeah, I'm not sure how much you paid attention to the story, Olivia, because I think you were gone for some of it. Right now, Hodaka, the main character, got arrested, and Hina's little sister, Hina, who got snapped away being a sacrifice to help clear the rain for the sun, the little brother, got put into a welfare center, or in a children's welfare center because they don't have a parent, so they got put into a welfare center. And they're just trying to like help him escape because a police officer was supervising him. Is this allowed? No, all this is illegal, Sofu. They're running from the police. It's illegal. It's not allowed. When did this little guy get so heavy? I was carrying Rain under my arm. He was unresisting, limp and relaxed. Probably wasn't worried about anything. I tried to open the office door with one hand. The pressure from all the water on the floor made the door heavy. And I had to shove it with any shoulder to get it open. With my shoulder to get it open. I was greeted by scorching sunlight and the deafening sound of cicadas. Mr. Keisuke Suga, thank you for your help last night. When I was halfway up by the narrow outside stairs, somebody spoke above my head. I looked up and saw a detective who'd come by the office late yesterday. Again? I gave a big, dramatic sigh. Well, it looks like the summer is finally back to normal. My sarcastic reply had no effect on the middle-aged detective. What was his name? Yasui? He used a handkerchief to wipe the sweat off his forehead. Beneath his salt and pepper hair, a young uniformed police officer stood behind him mutely. I told you everything I know last night, I said as I rained down on the asphalt. The cab peered up at me, confused. Your master's not here anymore to go wherever you want, so go wherever you want, I informed with my eyes. Will you let us take a gander around your office? Detective Yasui asked while he and the police officer passed me, heading downstairs. Well, I'll be. It's flooded. Tough break, he murmured. He muttered without any sympathy that I could hear. Hey, whoa. I didn't say yes, alright? There's nobody there. The detective and officer stopped in front of the door. Well, I'm actually pretty embarrassed to say this, but Detective Yasui began. Watching me, he was testing me. That runaway we asked you about, we found him this morning. We took him to custody, brought him down to the station, and then, to tell the truth, I stuffed my emotions down, faked disinterest, and kept my expression neutral. After a long pause to keep me in suspense, the detective went on awkwardly. He made a break for it, you see, ran out of the station. That one's never happened before. ... I wasn't confident. I was managing to keep my face blank anymore. Rain gave a worried sounding meal. Oh, what the yawn? Hey yawn. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. You stream in the morning when I'm like sleeping, but I'm still asleep because I wake up in the afternoon. But hey yawn, hope you're doing. What the heck? I didn't realize you subbed to me. Oi, it's been 4 months already. Thanks for the sub, yawn. And hey Bushy, yeah. Hey Bushy, and hope you're doing well. Yeah, I changed my sleep schedule. Hey, that's good. Honestly, healthy sleep schedule. How early waking up early? That's really good. I sleep way too much and I wake up too late. Yeah, we're just reading. We're reading. We're just reading Weathering with You. I haven't watched a movie before, so after we finish reading, we're gonna be watching it too. But yeah, it's pretty late over there for you, Jan. So yeah, you can just chill here, lurk, leave, do what you want. Excuse me, not real Chongyun. Thank you for the follow, but oh my gosh, that's one first message. I don't understand it either, to be honest. Anyway, so we're just reading Weather with You, and I'll be honest. I think all the people from the beginning, I think they fell asleep. I think they're dead asleep. All right, I'm gonna continue reading, and I'll talk to chat here and there. An abandoned building in Yoyogi. I shouted back to Hodaka behind me. I couldn't actually see them. I could hear police sirens constantly, sometimes coming closer, sometimes receding. Yeah, Ina said that was where she became a sunshine girl. She said she got connected to the sky there. ... When Hodaka said that, a near forgotten memory of last night rose in my mind again. Come to think of it, I dreamed about Hina praying and floating into the sky. If that was in Yoyogi, it wasn't all that far from here. So if I go there, I'm sure. Get down, I yelled, ducking suddenly. Whack! A fallen telephone pole blocked the alley, and the cub just barely managed to slip under it. The road was littered with evidence of last night's torrential rain. Building materials blocking the way, scattered branches, fallen trees and signs, empty and abandoned cats. As I rode through the back street, avoiding the obstacles, a wide avenue up ahead of us got closer. Abruptly, the noise of the police cars grew louder. I'm still here, what you mean? Oh, well, I mean stuff, you just joined, so I plan to hear you. I think that's for weaklings. Hey, that's me, I'm big weak. Will do soothing voice. Oh, you stop that yawn. I still awake. Hey, what the heck, Vicky? Oh, don't choke. Discord server. Oh shoot. Yeah, I need to send you that thing too. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it right now. Hold up. Actually. Okay, yeah, I'll do it now. We're a long way from the next chapter. We're at the end of the chapter. Hopefully being selective? Heck yeah. Yeah, I said specifically the people from the beginning of the stream. Wait, I think Mofu actually went to sleep. And Lynn either left or went to sleep too. Alright. You get that Discord server. We shall. Get wrecked, Mofu. Like, my Discord is big curse on Miki. Oh, you were here from the start? Oh, wait, shoot. Wait, I didn't know you were here. Wait, no, did I miss your message at the start? Oh no, you started talking later in though. Okay, I see. I didn't know you were here in the beginning, that's why. Oh yep, that was in the beginning. Right. Hey y'all, you're still here? Your voice is very soothing too. I remember in summer when I like had so much homework, I was always lurking on your stream in the afternoon and just doing homework. Alright, there you go, Mickey. Curse is good. Mickey, curse is bad. Mickey, you need to be on my side and defend me against the evil people there. Well, not even there, everywhere. Alright, let's get back to reading. Oh, sorry. No, that's all good, Seth. I lurk most of the time too, like on your stream. And most streams? Well, for me it's not a matter of energy, it's more like that's just my personality. I'm just too shy. Or introverted. Alright. Yep. Alright. Now I'll for sure remember to send you that pixel art, Miki. Me don't start. Yeah, same here, Olivia. Same here. Alright. Oh shoot. I shot out onto a 4-lane road right in front of a patrol car with a wailing siren, and it stayed on my tail. You, on the cub, stop! A threatening voice yelled at us through the car's megaphone. But I didn't care what he said. There was no way I could stop now. It's that detective, Hodaka said. We're coming up on a big intersection. That was the corner of Mejudo Station, right around here. I'm pretty sure there's a... Hang on. As I shouted to Hodaka behind me, I gunned it for all I was worth. I slipped diagonally across the lanes, and we darted right in front of a truck that was making a right turn into the intersection. Whack! Hodaka screamed. We slid past the truck by the skin of our teeth, and the cub swerved into a narrow stairway in the gap between two buildings. For a moment, we were airborne. Rush! The cub hit the landing, putting its suspension to work, then rattled down more stairs. The dumbfounded faces of pedestrians skimmed by us, and then we popped out onto a narrow one-way street, running alongside the tracks. Yeah, Mickey, I got you. I'll remember one day. Holy crap. Hey, am I awesome or what? I yelled in excitement. I felt as if I just jumped out of an airplane. Adrenaline was surging through me. I couldn't stop laughing. Hodaka, who was still clinging to my stomach, sounded scared. Miss Natsumi? The police sirens were receding rapidly. I just grinned. Oh my god, that was so cool. Damn, that was fun. I think I just got a knack for this. But just then, I had the most brilliant idea. Oh, hey, I've got it. This is the work I was cut out for. Maybe I'll be a motorcycle cop. Hodaka yelled back tearfully. He'll never hire you after this. Oh, he had a point. Well, job hunting didn't matter now. Yoyogi, here we come. I pulled myself together and squeezed the handlebars tight. Far as I can tell, the boy ran off to look for the girl who was with him. I leaned beside the bar counter, glaring at Detective Yasui as he scanned the office. I'd hoped he'd go home faster if I showed him that nobody was in there, but the guy didn't seem to be leaving anytime soon. It's so strange. The detective looked up the window. According to him, the girl vanished in exchange for the sweater. I focused a laugh. What's that supposed to mean? Don't tell me the cops are buying that bull. No, we don't believe it. The detective said, laughing. He put a hand on a pillar to get a better look at something. That pillar. But you know, he misses her enough to ruin his future for her. The detective crouched down. He was examining the pillar, smiling. Almost makes me wish I had a girl I cared about like that. Moka's heights. From every year she lived here. Up until the age of 3, were carved into that pillar. Asuka's writing was there too. Both of the letters and the memories were there. as vivid as it had all been just a few days ago. Not sure why you're telling me this, I told the detective glumly. Somebody he'd go that far to meet. Did Hodaka have somebody like that? Did I? Somebody I'd sacrifice everything just to see again. Somebody I'd want to see, even if the whole world laughed at me and told me I was wrong. Mr. Suga, the detective murmured. I had, once upon a time, Asuka. If it meant I could see you again, what would I do? The same thing, probably. Are you... bleh, bleh. Are you alright? He asked, straightening up. He was staring at me a little mystified. Huh? What do you mean? Well, you're crying. When he mentioned it, I finally noticed the tears running down my face. The windows of an empty, stopped train flowed past us, glaring in the sunlight. I realized I was starting to hear police sirens again. Although I still couldn't see the cars, it was the first real midsummer day in quite a while, and the inside of my helmet was muggy and hot. Hodaka's body was hot against my back, too. The inside of my head, though, was as icy clear as an alpine wind. I led a boy who'd escaped from a police station onto my bike. I guarded myself into an idiotic car chase with the cops, and now I was headed for an abandoned building. We're committing crimes to save Hina. Yeah, what we've been doing for the past little while was way illegal. And our only reason for doing so was a dream. Even I thought it was funny, but right now, I felt incredibly refreshed, as if I stripped off all my damp, heavy clothes and tossed them aside. It had nothing to do with the job hunting or the law. What I was doing was the right thing, 100%. There was not a doubt in my mind that justice was on my side here. In this story, I was with the protagonist. How many years had it been since I'd been able to say that with so much certainty? Miss Natsumi, over there, Hodaka yelled from behind me, ... We were racing down a gradual slope, and water had collected into a big pond at the bottom. I scanned our surroundings. The road beside the tracks had no turnoffs. From what I could see, the pond was only about 10 yards across, and the road continued after it. The sirens were getting closer and closer. I could do it. I had to. We're going through, huh? As I yelled, I opened the throttle all the way. The surface of the water raced towards us. Right before the pond, I lifted the handlebar slightly. The road resistance instantly disappeared. Why? Hodaka screamed, and the cub seemed to laugh at him as it skimmed across the water, sending up a glittering spray. Suddenly, I imagined a camera rolling right beside us. Everyone but the two of us was a supporting actor. The whole world was there just for me. I was at its center. And when I shone, it shone too. Just a little farther to the asphalt on the other side. Damn, the world is so beautiful. However, with a lurch, water resistance stopped the tires. The cub was still sliding through the water, but it was also spitting out bubbles and sinking. It's as far as I go, I told Hodaka clearly. My row ended here. I knew that before I drove in. But Hodaka, go, right. Using the cub's cargo rack as a foothold, Hodaka set his hand on the roof of a sunken truck. He launched himself off the bike and onto the truck's roof. My cub fell beneath the surface and I dismounted. The water was just about up to my waist. No hesitation, Hodaka clambered up a barbed wire fence. Thanks, Mr. Meeting my eyes for just a moment, the kid jumped down onto the railroad tracks and set off running straight ahead. I sucked in a deep breath and shouted at the top of my lungs, Hodaka, run! He didn't even glance at me. It was getting farther and farther away. There was a smile on my lips. The police sirens were just around the corner. It's as far as I go, kid. Silently, I said it one more time. My girlhood, my adolescence, my moratorium, they all ended here. Kid. kid. I'm going to grow up just a little earlier than you. I'll become a role model to you and Hina, whether you want it or not. I'll be the kind of adult who makes you want to grow faster grow faster so you can be the same. I'll be nothing like Kay. I'll be a fantastic, amazing, super adult like no one's ever seen. Watching my adolescence recede into the distance, I prayed with sunny skies in my heart. So you too, I'm home safe too. Oh gosh, alright. Take a small break. Oh my butt. Oh, it hurts. Yes, shut. Stretching, cracking my fingers. Shut. Oh. Okay. Well. What chair are you sitting? A timeout chair? A really tiny stool, that's what I'm sitting on. It's really tiny. It's about how tall the stool is? It's like right to here. It's right to my wrist, or top of my wrist. That's why I heard. Well, yeah, because I'm sitting on a coffee table, or I'm reading on a coffee table. So I need a really small chair. True soulful. Honestly, she was pretty cool. Alright, next part's gonna be pretty. It's probably gonna be like the climax, or maybe the next chapter and the next chapter after that. Alright, I'm gonna take a small break. I'm gonna go get some milk and use the restroom. I'm gonna be some more comfortable. Oh no, then that's too short, Seth. Unless I like sit straight up with my knees, but I think that will hurt more. The stool is just the right height, just that it's uncomfortable. Oh no, yeah, I stretch every chapter, Seth. I do that every chapter. Or that's what I've been doing. Alright, I'm gonna go get milk. Y'all have a good one. I'll be back. And Len, you're being mad sus. BRB. Alright, I'm back. Alright, continue. I'm trying to finish the book today, so I'm not gonna take too many breaks or too long of breaks. Nice shot. Okay. Test. Alright. Chapter 10. Still, anything that love can do. Oh wow. This is the title. This is the title of one of the soundtracks, one of the songs. From Radwimps, right? Anything that love can do? I believe. Something like that, I'm not sure. The trains were running, and the deserted rails made me think of brown, rusty sand dunes. Among the dense cluster of buildings, this area was a little higher than everything around it. 4 rails ran around the vast lot, perfectly straight and far up ahead. The buildings of Shinjuku shimmered in a heat mirage like a vista leading through from another world. I ran over those and sand dunes with purpose. The false blue sky and the enormous cumulonimbus clouds holding it up like white pillars watched me coldly from overhead. Hina. I glared at the clear sky. Hina, are you up there? Hey, Otaka. With a fantastic smile, as though something was about to begin, you told me. The sun is going to come back now. Back then, in the midst of a glittering sun shower, you gave me something. You're saying escapism real quick? Yeah. But just don't do it in chat. Yeah, I like... Well, I don't know what Radwimps song. There's like the soundtracks from the two, from the Weather With You and Your Name. I don't think I've listened to Radwimps songs outside of that. Back then, in the midst of a glittering sun shower, you gave me something. That's for you. Don't tell. A hamburger that night, one of the most delicious things I'd ever eaten. Impromptu potato chip fried rice at your apartment. You're so chill, is that so? Maybe I will one day if I remember. So you're younger than me. I'll be 18 next month. You'd always acted like the big sister I'd always leaned on you. So how have things been since you came to Tokyo? You'd ask, and I'd answer. Well, it's easier to breathe now. But that was because I'd met you, because you'd given me something precious. I like this job, the sunshine girl job. Fireworks blooming in the dark sky, one after another. The smell of the night air, mingling with the gunpowder, the scent of Tokyo, and the fragrance of your hair. You looked at me that day, and you smiled gently as you told me, "Thank you, Otaka." Sweat was getting to my eyes. My head was so hot, it felt like it was on fire. I finally realized I'd been running with this helmet on. I ripped it off and threw it away. You gave me things I've never had before. Hope and aspirations and connections to other people. Love, maybe? And more than anything, courage. The courage you gave me was what was driving me forward now. Before long, up ahead on the rails, a station platform came into view like an isolated pier. The workers on the platform saw me and shouted in surprise, "Hey, kid, stay off the track, stop!" Without answering, I ran right through the station. I passed Takada Nobaba Station, then Shin Okubo Station, and then the tracks abruptly widened. Rubble, fallen trees, and building materials were scattered all over the lot. And I started to see the workers here and there cleaning up. They yelled at me and blew their security whistles, but I kept running. My legs kept carrying me forward at top speed. My lungs kept drawing in air and pushing it out. I kept thinking only of Hina. The next thing I knew, I was finally among the familiar buildings of Shinjuku. I crossed a big, elevated railway track I'd walked under countless times. As I ran along the rails all by myself, passersby looked up at me. There were a lot of them, all pointing their phones at me. They were laughing, jeering. How dare they? And they all know. I thought as I ran, they can only live this way, by stepping on somebody else. Someone was sacrificed to give them this life. Hina was the price of this blue sky for everyone. One more time, one more chance? That sounds super familiar. I'll probably recognize it when I listen to it. Hey Ichiro. Hello, good night. Alright, have a good one, Ichiro. Bye. Everyone, including me. May I have your attention, please? This is a public service announcement. Someone is trespassing on the Yamanote line platform. Shinjuku Station loomed up in front of me like an enormous fortress. And I heard a station announcement from the precincts. A crowd of recovery workers in coveralls stopped what they were doing to look at me. He seems to be an ordinary citizen, crossing without permission. Please prioritize your own safety and let the railway police deal with him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Repeating the words silently, I ran through the grounds of Shinjuku Station. Platforms and pillars and electric lines streamed past me. I'm sorry, Hina. I'm sorry for making you be a sunshine girl. I'm sorry for putting the whole burden on you and making you shoulder everything. The station staff and workers were watching me in amazement. That's not safe. Stop. I only said it. No adult tried to physically stop me. Finally, I entered a gloomy tunnel with rows of pillars in it. As I splashed through the water over the concrete, I could hear my own footfalls behind me, as if they belonged to some other person. Then, when I was out of the tunnel, beyond the mixed-use building, that abandoned building in Yoyogi came into view. Hey, Odaka. Last night in bed already seemed like the distant past. Glancing up from the sky, Hina had looked straight at me. Do you want this rain to stop? And I'd... Huff, 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 huff. Finally, I stopped in front of the abandoned building. My chest heaved. Dramatically, hungry for oxygen. Big beads of sweat rolled off me, falling into the puddle at my feet and creating ring-shaped ripples. When I looked up, the torii gate on the building's roof was shining red in the sunlight. Why had I said yes back then? Why hadn't I been able to say the weather didn't matter at all? Why couldn't I tell you that rain or shine, I didn't care as long as you were there? Hey, Hina? Is there still anything that I can do for you? Hey, Demonic, hello. That one for Passengers? I see. Yeah, I watched the movie and read the manga. It was really nice. I liked it. Hey demonic, or is it demonic? Or is it Dominic? Dominic? Yeah, hope we're doing well. Yeah, we're just reading Brethren with you right now. Oh, Mofu, look who it is. Look who it is. Mofu, I'm not gonna tell you. That's right. You missed it, sorry. Tough luck, Mofu. No, I'm kidding, I'll tell you. Where do you... What was the last thing you remembered, Mofu? so that I can like make condense it. Glug 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 glug. Oh, we're reading really fast though. We should definitely be able to finish today. What time is it? Wait, it's almost 1 o'clock. Wait, hold up. Oh no 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 no. Oh, like I try to run away from police? Okay. Oh, okay, so yeah. So I don't know if you remember, but or if you were there for that one. I forgot when that was, because it kept switching perspectives. So, what was it? Nagi, the little brother of Hina, came up with a plan and got his girlfriends / ex-girlfriends to help out and sneak him out of the welfare center so that he can escape. I don't know what's happening with Nagi though, because we haven't heard from Nagi since, because they but basically his harem helped him escape. And Eisuke is being interrogated by the police, or like being searched in his house or company, which is flooded because of the rain, and they can't. And you know, he's just saying that he's not kept here. And they're just talking about how like, you know, everyone like, you know, had like that dream of Hina disappearing into the sky. And Hodaka's escaping from the police, and Natsume picked him up. But actually, I don't remember if it's Natsume or Natsume. But anyways, Natsume picked him up and helped him escape from police. And there, you know, while like jumping over a puddle, like a large puddle, the moped couldn't make it, but Hodaka just like leapt out of it and ran and continued running to, like, you know, try to find where Hina is. And in their dream, they, like, you know, they see a specific place in their dream where Hina disappeared to, so he's trying to go there, wherever that is. And he's running through the railway tracks right now. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's a crazy guy running on the railway tracks, and he must be stopped. And he's just running through. And he's just talking about how it's so unfair that everybody is like, you know, that everybody doesn't know the fact that Hina sacrificed herself for everyone's happiness. And he's just talking about how he's annoyed and angry at that. And yeah, he's just reminiscing some memories as he's like running through the railway tracks and just, you know, trying to get to where Hina possibly is. Did you get a good sleep, Ofu? Yeah, you should sleep more. Let's continue reading. Last night's rain and wind had done a lot of damage to the building. It was already falling apart to begin with, but now the exterior walls had mostly deteriorated, and the rubble was scattered all the way to the train tracks. I climbed the fence by the rails, jumped down into the lot, and went in through a crumbled wall. The interior of the building was hushed and dim and humid. Fingers of sunlight reached in through holes here and there, creating complicated patterns on the floor and walls. I ran up the inside stairwell, heading for the roof. A few floors up, the ceiling had collapsed onto a landing and blocked off the stairs. That way was a no-go, so I dashed into a room on that floor to find an exit to the emergency stairs. I woke up with fucking leg cramp. That was bad RNG, Wofu. Yo, that was my first cough all day. Oh, good moful. Wait, where were we? I ran up the inside stairwell, heading to a roof, but a few floors up, soon I collapsed onto a landing and blocked off the stairs. That way was a no-go, so I dashed into a room on the floor to find an exit to the emergency stairs. And just then, Hodaka! There was a big figure in front of me. Coming towards me, a ray of light illuminated his face. Mr. Sua? It was him. He was glaring at me. I've been looking for you, Hodaka. Huh? Why? Kid, do you know what you're doing? For some reason I could hear anger in his voice. I yelled back and spat on myself. Ina disappeared. What? It's my fault. It's because I made her be the sunshine girl. Hodaka, you. It's my turn to help her, I have to. Just then, the police siren broke into our conversation. I strained my ears. We're still quite a ways off, but I had no time to waste. I have to go. I broke into a run. Hey, wait. Mr. Suga grabbed my arm. Where are you going? You can get to the other world from up here, up there. I pointed at the building, at the ceiling, where part of it had crumbled into a gaping hole. The top of the red torii was visible beyond it. Above the sky was the other shore, a different world. Again, if y'all don't know what a torii gate is, a red torii, it's just like a... this thing, but red and big. So it's like a traditional Japanese red gate. She's in the sky. She has to be. If I take the emergency stairs and get up there, I try to cut in front of him. He yanked my arm hard. Hodaka, I have to save her. Hold it. She can't be in the sky, you know that. Mr. Suga's grip on my arms tightened. Let me go. Snap out of it. He slapped me across the face. The pain made me realize those sirens were very, very close. Mr. Suga bent down, peering into my eyes. Just calm down, Hodaka. You should go back to the police right now. If you talk to them, they'll understand it's not like it was really your fault. I was confused. Why was Mr. Suga siding with the police? The siren stopped below the building, and I heard several car doors open. The hurried footsteps were coming closer. Mr. Suga caught both of my arms, pleading with me. If you keep running away, it'll be impossible to fix this. You know that, don't you? I had no idea what he was talking about. Run away? Which one of us was running away? Who was pretending they couldn't see any of us? Don't worry, Mr. Suga's voice turned gentle. I'll go with you. We'll explain to them together, alright? As he spoke, he was pulling me towards the exit by force. I was fighting against the strength of an adult, and I was losing. Let go, please. Let me go. I told you, calm down. Let me go. I bit Mr. Suga's arm as hard as I could. Ow, you little. He kicked me in the stomach. My back hit the wall, and I slid helplessly to the floor with a pathetic groan. ... When I opened my eyes, there was a gun right next to me, buried in the weeds. It was the one I'd thrown away so long ago. I grabbed it on impulse and still sitting on the floor, pointed at Mr. Suga. Stay out of my way. Mr. Suga's eyes widened. Hodaka? He sounded confused as he asked with a little laugh. Kid, what do you think you're going to do with... Let me go. I squeezed my eyes shut. To Hina. Bang. A heavy sound of a gunshot echoed in an abandoned building. I pointed at the ceiling and pulled the trigger. Mr. Suga's mouth was hanging open, and he was staring in dumbfounded shock. Why, I thought, glaring at him. Why am I pointing a gun at somebody I used to like? Why won't anyone listen and get out of my way? Hodaka Morishima, drop the gun. Several sets of footsteps came running into the room. Huh? Mr. Suga yelped, his voice cracking. It was a team of 4 policemen, guns at the ready, with Pompadour in the lead. In no time, Mr. Suga and I were surrounded. Hey, whoa, no, hold on, hang on a minute. It's all misunderstanding, just let us explain. Mr. Suga desperately tried to talk with them. The detectives group was still glaring at me, weapons drawn, faces seen. Stern. I was still holding my gun too. The 2 of us were just talking about that, right, Hodaka? We're just about to head over to the police together. I stood up wordlessly and pointed the gun at the police, glaring back at them. Kid. Mr. Suga's voice was tense. Mr. Morishima put down the gun. The middle-aged detective shouted, and, look, please don't make us shoot you. Pompadour muttered, I glared at the adults in front of me in turn, aiming at each other. For the past little while, my knees had been shaking uncontrollably. All I was doing was standing there, but my heart was racing out of control. The air was scorching hot against my throat. Hotaka, it's fine. Just put that thing down already, okay? Mr. Suga's voice was trembling. He shouted at the group around us. And what the hell is the matter with all of you? Bunch of grown adults coming after one kid with guns? He's only 16. Do you think this is okay? He's not a criminal or anything. He's just a runaway. Leave me alone, I yelled. They all looked at me. Why are you getting in my way? You don't know anything. You're pretending you can't see the truth. Tears welled up, uninvited, and the adults beyond my gun's muzzle blurred. Was this checkmate? Was it all over? Would I just get caught before I could do anything that mattered? Would this end before I could use the courage she'd given me? Before I could act on the feelings ready to burst inside me? I just want. With tears streaming down my face, I shouted with everything I had to see her again. I threw the gun away. In the moment when the police weren't focused on me, I made a break for the window and the emergency stairs beyond it. A pompadour grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and tackled me from behind, shoving my face into the rubble-strewn stone floor. A searing pain warped my vision. Secured. Pompadour straddled my back, snapping a handcuff around my left wrist. Damn it, let me go. If I let him keep going, both of my hands would be restrained. I fought like crazy, but on my back, Pompadour didn't even flinch. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the other officers running toward us. Hey, assholes. Just then, Mr. Suga's voice rang out. Get your hands off Horaka. Right then, something knocked Pompadour off my back. Startled, I raised my head. Mr. Suga was on top of the detective, straddling them. What the hell, you? Pompadour got up, yelling, and Mr. Suga slugged him. Horaka, go. For a moment, my eyes met Mr. Suga's. Then I jumped up to my feet and broke into a run past both of them. Stop! The middle-aged detective was standing in front of the window, blocking it, ready to shoot me if he had to. Horaka. I looked toward the source of the sudden shrill voice. Nagi? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Nagi dashed into the room from another door, wearing a dress, and tackled the middle-aged detective to the ground. As Nagi pummeled the detective's face, he shouted, Horaka, this is all your fault. He was glaring at me, eyes swollen from crying, nose dripping like the little kid he was. Nagi screamed at me, give me back my sister. I jumped onto the emergency stairs from the window as if those words were a punch that had knocked me into the air. The moment I touched down, the rusted metal landing came loose and fell. Reflexively, I grabbed the handrails, pulled myself up, then raced up the stairs. The fallen landing hit the ground with a crash. I ran and ran and ran. I ran to use all the strength I'd gained, and all the courage I'd gotten from Hina, and all the feelings still screaming around inside me. At last, I dashed out onto the roof. Gods, I thought, please, please, please. I believed with utter conviction, and as I went through the torii gate, I wished as hard as I could. Take me to Hina one more time. Holy heck. I'm sorry I didn't read chat. I was reading that entire, like, 3 pages straight. That was intense, and I really liked it. Alright, let me read chat. What is happening? I was looking stressed that you're gonna miss the ending. Oh, so full. Yeah, hey, we'll flash just or nothing. I'll forgive you this time. I thought you became a murderer for a second. You ready to read tomorrow? Nope, Fade, I'm finishing today. We are at a good pace. Yes, body so sad, emo life? I actually don't recognize your name. But hello? Aura the what? Oh, did I come in? Did I come late? We're 1 hour and 40 minutes into stream right now. Hey, Kudo. Oh, we're doing well, Kudo. What a name of... No, just... Is this so sad? Wait. It said you followed 4 minutes of... Wait. Are you... Wait, you know, I just don't hear about. Hey, Dora, hope we're doing well. I think you changed your name, and you just recently followed me. Even though you've spoken in my chat before. Hello, hello. I can help your pace to get out of your Fade. Hey, Fade, hope we're doing well. Hope we're streaming well. I'm too tired, I see. Hope you will be doing better, or doing well, Kudo. Emo Lofi? Hey. I am very emotional, but I'm not emo. Being emo's not a bad thing, though. That was me cracking my fingers. Sorry about that. Yo, sure. I'm just gonna stretch a bit and then I'll start reading again. Yeah, I am super duper kind, Kudo. Don't worry about it. I'm super duper kind. Yeah, all good, Fade. How's it going, Fade? Good luck with homework. How do you hydrate? I mean, hey, I'm drinking right now. I'm taking that break right now. I was just shooting this on my expectations. Well, Fade, yours didn't, because you were playing with Koba. I saw you playing with Koba. I'm so disappointed in you, Fade. I should probably use the restroom. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Everyone behave. Oh, sure. Hey, I shot. I'm back. Okay. Hot that. Alright, we're at like the climax of the story right now. So yeah, let's just get to it. I might get very emotional during this time. I was already very hyped up during that sequence. Thank you, Kudo. don't have any good stories. Any stories good for reading? It depends. I'm just reading stories I personally like. Kuro. I love light novels, and I just haven't started on Weathering with You, so I'm reading that. If you have stories, books you like reading, Kuro, I think that's more than enough. Or a book you can read on stream, if you're talking about that. Just read whatever you want, whatever you like. Chapter 11. More than the blue sky. When I opened my eyes, I saw a deep blue sky. The color was incredibly dark, very nearly black. Below me, there was a huge arc shining azure, a boundary between the sky and the ground, Earth. The air was freezing cold, and every breath I exhaled froze and twinkled like glitter. I was falling straight down helplessly from high in the heavens. Even so, I wasn't afraid. It was an odd sensation, like a lucid dream. Long fingers? My fingers aren't that long. My fingers aren't long at all. When I see Koba's, or no, I think it was Mofu's. When I look at Mofu's fingers, like, man, Mofu has really long fingers. As in, not like super long, as in like just long. Mine is short. I find mine pretty short too. Yeah, Mofu, your fingers, they're pretty long. Okay, hand. Of course, I don't really care. I don't care about your fingers or hands. I'm more of a 2D person. Hey, Dominic. Demonic. Oh, hello. I'm sure everyone else's hands are great too. Far into the distance, the sky rumbled. When I looked in the direction of the sound, red light was flickering from a cloud toward outer space. Was that lightning? The phenomena of this world above were nothing like the ones on the ground. Before long, a white band came into view below me, an impossibly long strip of clouds that ran all the way from one horizon to the other. They twisted around one another like tree roots, undulating slowly, flowing in the opposite direction from the sun. And those are... As I fell, getting closer to the band, I saw something strange. Dragons? As I approached, the band started to resemble a mass of living creatures. Enormous white dragons, twined together, swallowing one another, circling the planet. Are those skyfish? Right then, I sensed a presence above me, and looked up. My eyes widened. One enormous dragon was surging toward me, its white mouth gaping. Ugh. The dragon swallowed me. On the inside, it was like a muddy torrent. I was swept helplessly along through the gloom, not quite water, not quite mist, as if I were right in the middle of a waterfall that went on forever. Soft objects struck me with wet splats. When I pried my eyes open, I saw what looked like a school of little fish. Finally, the world around me grew brighter, and then, suddenly, there was blue sky all around me again. It was all the dragon. The sky was a familiar, vivid blue. When I looked up, the band of dragons was rapidly receding into the distance. The air was sharp and cold, but it wasn't a frozen void anymore. Before I knew it, several skyfish had begun to follow me as I fell, sticking close to me. They were as transparent as water, a whole lot like Hina's body had been at the hotel. She was here, in this sky. I was sure of it. I sucked in a deep breath of cold air. Then, At the very top of my lungs, I shouted her name. Hina. Sorry, just cracking my hand. Hey Lexi, hello. What are you doing to my hand? And it's pretty nice. I thought I hand stream soulful bonk. A distant drum sounds like a whisper. Thump, thump, thump. No, it's a pulse. Whose? Mine? Me? Do I still exist? Thump, thump, thump. My pulse accelerates. My body is waking up all on its own. Why? Because someone called me. But because wishes can't find me here. Because he's wishing for me to exist. Hina. I can hear it. His voice, calling my name, reaches me. I open my eyes. Out of the corner of my eyes, I see the fish surrounding me. Withdraw with a swish. I guess I couldn't become part of them. I think vacantly. I set my hands on a grassy plain and sit up slowly. I look at the sky. And then I see it. Our wishes given shape. My wish and his overlapping. Hina. Shouting in the sky in front of me, desperately reaching out for me, is Horaka. Horaka. As if I snapped awake from a dream, I stand up. My chest is hot. My whole body is on fire. I run with all my might, driven forward by the joy and love welling up inside me. Hina, I screamed. Hina was running over the grassy plain below me, and I stretched my hand out to her desperately, but I couldn't get any closer. The strong wind was buffeting me. Horaka. Is it buffeting or buffeting? Buffeting? Hina was reaching for me too. We have to get out of here, I thought. This plain on top of the cloud was the other shore. This world wasn't meant for us. This was a world for the dead. Hina, jump. As the wind blew me upward, I yelled. Hina nodded. She ran to the edge of the plain, then flung herself into the blue sky like a track star doing the long jump. The wind caught her, carrying her closer to me. I reached out. Finally, her hot hand caught mine. The next moment, as if gravity had finally noticed me, we began plummeting to earth. Hina, I found you. I actually found you. Hina was right there, right in front of me. Her eyes, her voice, her hair, her scent. They were really just a few inches away. Horaka, Horaka, Horaka. Don't let go of my hand. I know. We plunged into a valley between thick clouds. The sunlight was blocked out, and the world around us darkened. The humid smell grew stronger as our clothes got damp and heavy. A wall of leaden clouds crawled in a slow convection current, like the organs of some living creature. Once in a while, deep inside, gigantic bolts of lightning flickered. Every time it happened, an ear-splitting roar shook the air around us. Our wet hands slipped apart again. Hina fell and I followed her. She was falling towards a black hole, as if it was sucking her in. The distance between us grew. I reached out frantically. Hina, let's go home together. As if she remembered something, Hina's face clouded and her expression turned hesitant. She shouted back to me, uncertain, but if I do, the weather will go back. Doesn't matter, I shouted angrily. Hina stared, but I made up my mind. Nothing else mattered. I'd even defy the gods. I already knew what I had to say. It doesn't matter. You're not a sunshine girl anymore, Hina. A reflection of lightning flickered violently in Hina's wide eyes. We plunged through clouds vibrating with thunder, falling straight down below a cumulonimbus cloud. Beneath us were the shiny streets of Tokyo. My hands were gradually drawing nearer to the city and to Hina. Yes, I knew what I needed to say. I don't care if the sun never comes back. Tears welled up in Hina's eyes. I'd rather have you than the blue sky. Hina's big teardrops danced in the wind, striking my cheeks in the same way raindrops create circular ripples. Hina's tears were creating my heart. And if the weather goes crazy, and finally my hand, it can just stay that way. Caught Hina's again. She immediately took my other hand. We held tightly onto each other. Our vision, the world, everything around us was spinning. At the heart of this beautiful, breathtaking world, we danced hand in hand. Hina's face was right there. We were close enough to feel each other. Feel each other's breath. Her long hair flowed in the wind, gently stroking my cheeks. Her eyes still brimming over with tears were like a secret spring only I knew about. For a moment, the sight burned itself into my eyes. The sun and the blue sky and the white clouds, Hina and the city below, shining in the light. I smiled and I told her, "Pray for yourself, Hina." Hina smiled back. She nodded. Uh-huh. We closed our eyes and pressed our foreheads against our clasped hands, and we wished. It was the cry of our hearts, of our bodies, of our voices, of our love. Live. The sun. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. It is definitely written so that it will look so much more beautiful in a movie. But this just making me more excited for the movie. It sounds so beautiful. This image that I have in my mind right now when I read the book is something so pretty and really scenic and just really beautiful. It is? Wait, why are you doing this sussy mo for? Yeah. I thought I heard thunder in the distance. I froze and stood still as they were dragging me to a police car, and a detective with a hair glanced back dubiously. "Hey, Mr. Suga," he snapped, but I ignored him and looked up. I wasn't sure when, but thick clouds had begun to billow into the afternoon sky. I glanced at the roof of the abandoned building. A cold, damp wind was rippling the weeds up there, whisking leaves up into the sky. It's true, soulful true. "Don't just stand there, come on." He pulled on the handcuffs around my wrist. I kept gazing up at the torii gate. According to the officer who had gone up the stairs after him, Hodaka hadn't been on the roof. They decided he escaped, and the police were still searching the vicinity. I had a feeling he actually was there. For some reason, I felt uneasy. My throat stung something awful, and my skin was breaking out in goosebumps. A kind of premonition was crawling up from my feet. Just then, the sky over Tokyo flashed, while thunder rumbled loud enough to shake the ground. Right after that, I saw it. Like several dragons attacking at once, an enormous mass of water came plummeting down. The skies just opened up with rain as heavy as a waterfall. The weather had virtually snatched away the blue sky by force, and the cops and I just stood there stunned. When it happened, everyone could probably tell the rain wasn't normal. The truth was, we'd all known a day like this would come eventually. We'd always sensed that our peaceful lives wouldn't last forever, that we couldn't possibly make such a clean getaway. We hadn't done anything specific. We hadn't decided anything. Hadn't chosen anything. Even so, just getting away was never an option. Every one of us had sensed that someday the world was going to change forever, and we'd all just pretended we couldn't see the truth. As those thoughts ran through my head for no reason, I kept gazing up at the rainy sky, soaked to the skin. It's been 3 years since then, and all that time, the rain has never stopped. Oh. the final chapter now. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. You know how you like finish a book or like you're close to the end? Wait, no, actually no, not that. Not, I mean, that doesn't really happen. I'm just feeling really happy right now. Okay. I'm feeling really happy. Okay. I'm very giddy. I'm very happy. This book is really nice. Oh my gosh. Hey Patty, hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. Let me stretch a bit and take a break. Oh. Oh my gosh. And there's a cover. So this is what it looked like basically when they were in the sky. These are the grassy plains. The skyfish are here. The skyfish, if you can see. And the dragon. And like the clouds under. This is basically where they were falling. Hodaka and Hina. They were falling from here. So the narrator? Oh my gosh. Don't compliment me. Oh, oh. Sure. Never actually noticed a dragon in the movie? Oh, well, don't notice anything demonic, because I haven't watched the movie either. We're gonna watch the movie, after we finish reading this, we're gonna watch the movie, like, next week or something, I don't know when we'll watch the movie, but I can't wait to watch the movie, too. Yeah, I was like, wait, this sounds so pretty, and then I was like, wait, it's exactly what the cover is. Atsukare-sama? Oh, we're not done yet, Kuro. After every chapter, I take a break and I stretch. We're on the final chapter though, and then there's gonna be like an afterword too. On afterward, I'll probably just read it really fast, but yeah. Thank you for hard work. Yeah. But we're still not done. Not for ending, is that so? Because you usually say Atsukare-sama for like Makoto's art and wait. Actually, I can show you something. I'm gonna show and tell something real quick. You see this? Her name? You sure? So this comes with some illustrations. I can find it. Okay. So this is your name. Might as well show this and right before you read the final chapter. Alright, so I'm gonna show the illustrations from this. Well, there's this. Oh shit, the light's kinda... Let me turn off the light. There we go. There's that. Ready? There's that. This is... Oh, by the way, this is the guy going in the girl's body and about to about to do the thing, that one scene. And this is Mitsuha in the guy's body. And then this is like a spread. Here. Cause there's an epilogue kind of and a side story about it's about the two side characters and Mitsuha's classmates basically. Her father, and her little sister. It talks about them too. And then that. Yeah. It's a cute little thing. Yoisho. My fave scene, oi cake. Kinda sauce. Alright. Movie had books? Yeah, each of the movies had books. That come out about the same time as the movie. Oh, but the your name thing, the your name, this one, this was not actually the book. The book does exist, but this one is this is the epilogue, the side story. It's like an epilogue and side story to the movie, and it's just really cute. But nothing like super important. The same thing with 5 centimeters per second. There's also the original book, and there's also the same thing, but from the perspective of the girl too. Alright. Ooh. Let's continue reading. I am so hyped. Or, I guess that was a climax, so it's gonna be like the ending. Really sad after I finish reading. It's gonna be so sad. Yo, imagine how fast I can actually read when you're actually focused on the book. The faint sound of rain mingles with the sound in the gymnasium. Noticing it, I stop singing. The classmates next to me glance my way. I silently glare at the letters above the platform that say final chapter will be alright. That's a graduation ceremony. I'm the only one who's quiet. This is a small ceremony for a graduating class of the island's high school, even though there are only about 10 of us. On reflection, how swiftly the years have flown. Now our time of parting is at hand. Fare thee well. My classmates are wearing their uniforms for the last time today, while they tear up as they sing the graduation song. I stay still and tight-lipped, listening only to the sound of the rain. I believe this is like 3 years in the future. Or it's 3 years since what just happened. When I leave the school, the air smells like spring. With my tube-shaped diploma case in one hand and my umbrella in the other, I walk along the coast road. Just a little while ago, the sea wind was so cold, it was like a slap against my skin, but by now, it's mellowed into something softer. Several boats are floating offshore, gliding slowly back from the afternoon's fishing. Bright yellow flowers bloom by the roadside, and pale pink blossoms are starting to open on the cherry trees. Spring really has come again. I can't believe it. Somehow, I gaze at the view of the island. The same it's always been. Why is spring here again, as if nothing happened? Why are the seasons still turning? Why are people going about their business, just like always? After all, it's been constantly raining since then. As I watch the fishermen unloading their catch in port, I think, even so, ever since that day, there's been a subtle change in people's faces. It's a very slight, no more than a single drop of ink in a big swimming pool. Color, taste, and scent are no different, and I wouldn't be surprised to find the people themselves haven't even noticed. I can tell though, people's faces and their hearts definitely aren't what they were 3 years ago. Morishima. I turn around at the sudden call. 2 girls from a lower grade are running down the hill toward me. I know who they are, of course. There are only about 30 students in the whole school. But we've never said more than hello to each other. Their names are, I can't remember. The girls stop in front of me, and one of them nervously starts to speak. There's something we wanted to ask you. Let me take a drink of milk. A sip of milk. Is it true they're going away to Tokyo? The girl with pigtails asked. When I tell her yes, the short-haired girl next to her elbows her. There, see? I told you, today's your last chance. were standing under an arbor by the side of the road, facing each other. The sound of the rain and surf mingled together. Go on, just ask him. It's now or never. The short-haired girl urges in a whisper, and the girl with pigtails hangs her head, flushing bright red. No way, I think to myself in shock. Is she about to tell me she likes me? Morishima. Screwing up her courage, the pigtailed girl looks at me with watery eyes. There is something I've always wanted to ask you. Whoa, jeez, I didn't see this coming. What do I do? The palms of my hands start to sweat. So I heard that in Tokyo. Oh crud, how did I turn her down without hurting her? Help me, Master Nagi. You're wanted by the police. Is that true? Huh? My two underclassmen are watching me with excited, expectant faces. No, it's not. What? But I know you don't look it, but they say you got a record and everything. They say you got connection to the Yakuza in Tokyo. I feel like an idiot. What was I expecting? I'm a little relieved, and I give her an honest answer. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. The stuff about the Yakuza isn't true, but I did get arrested. I had a hearing in Tokyo. The two of them take each other's hands and jump up and down gleefully. That's so cool. You're like a movie hero. Thanks, I told them with a wry little smile. Oh, nice. We're reading a book on my fall asleep in here. I hope you read some. I hope you really read someone, but if you don't, that's okay. What do you mean by read someone? But hello. Hello Regan, hope you're doing well on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are on this planet. And also Jenny458, thanks for a follow. Hope you're also having a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are on this planet. Alright. Beneath a rainy March sky, the long whistle signals that the ferry is leaving port. As the ship's enormous hull plows through the seawater, the heavy vibrations travel through my seat to the rest of me. This is the exact same as the prologue. Beneath a rainy March sky, whistle signals that the ferry is leaving. As the ship's enormous hull plows through the seawater, the heavy vibrations travel through my seat to the rest of me. The heavy vibrations travel through the seat to the rest of me. Yeah, it's the same thing. What a callback. My ticket is for a second-class cabin, the one closest to the bottom of the ship. The voyage to Tokyo will take more than 10 hours, and we'll be arriving at night. This is the second time in my life that I made this ferry trip. On this ferry, I stand up, heading for the stairs to the deck terrace. I remember that summer, 2.5 years ago. When I woke up on the roof in the rain, the police arrested me then and there. Ina was still fast asleep under the torii, and the police picked her up and took her somewhere else. At the police station, Pomodoro had told me that she'd opened her eyes soon after, that nothing was medically wrong with her, and that she'd probably be allowed to live with her little brother again. In the small room they took me to at the public prosecutor's office, I learned that I was under suspicion for multiple offenses: firearm and sword possession control law, Article 3, violation of the prohibition against possession of a handgun, Penal Code, Article 95, obstructing the performance of public duty, firing a weapon at someone, fell under Penal Code, Article 199 and 203, attempted murder, running on the railway tracks had been a violation of Railway Operation Act, Article 37. However, the sentence handed down to me in family court was unexpectedly probation. They take into account the fact that I hadn't had a gun on purpose and, as such, had determined that the gravity of the whole incident was low and that my inclination towards delinquency was mild. Fade. By the time they let me out of juvenile detention, I'd finally gotten back to the island. It had been 3 months since I ran away. Before I knew it, midsummer was behind us and a hint of autumn had slipped into the air. When I trudged dejectedly back home, my parents and my school had welcomed me awkwardly, but warmly. I felt so chained down by my dad and my school before. But once I was back, home and school were just natural places to live. I wasn't perfect, and neither were the adults. Everyone lived that way, imperfections and all. Brusquely, knocking into one another once in a while. Somewhere along the way, I'd stop having trouble accepting that. And so my high school life on the island began again. Those were oddly quiet years. I walked through each day as if I were walking over the ocean floor, or something far above the ground. The words people said to me didn't come through very well, and what I said didn't seem to reach them either. Some things I used to be able to do automatically, but now I couldn't anymore. Falling asleep without being aware of it, eating each meal as if it was a given, even just walking. For some reason, I couldn't really do any of it anymore. If I wasn't paying attention, I would almost put my right hand and foot forward at the same time when I walked. I'd stumble on roads, forget what I'd been asked about in class, and freeze during meals while holding my chopsticks several times. Every time someone pointed out to me, I'd put on a smile and offer a mild reply. Sorry, I just spaced out a little. I did as much as I could to go through life the way I should, so that I wouldn't worry anybody, so that I could rest easy. It extended only so things like being proactive about cleaning and listening seriously in class and not avoiding people. In other words, behaving pretty much like an obedient elementary schooler. And yet, before I knew it, my grades had gone up and I had more friends. Adults spoke to me more often too. All of those things were just side effects, though. They weren't what I was aiming for. At night, beyond the wet window glass, and in the morning, beyond the gray ocean, I kept trying to sense her presence. I kept searching the sound of the rain for the distant drum beats of that summer night. And in that way, I was carefully holding my breath until graduation day. My monthly interviews with my juvenile probation officer ended just before my last year of school ended. And then my punishment was over, leaving only the simple risk of falsifying personal history if I wrote, "No rewards, punishment." No rewards/punishment on my resume. Ooh. Let me drink some milk. Alright. When sunset is near and the whistles of ferries passing each other have grown more frequent, I'd climbed back up to the deck terrace again. I'd drawn in a deep breath, drinking in the cold wind and rain on the horizon. The blinking lights of Tokyo are beginning to come into view. 2.5 years, huh? I murmur the words aloud, as if I'm double-checking the divisions on a scale. A long time has passed, and the further I get from that summer, the more what happened then seems like an illusion. What I saw was too beautiful to be real. The details were too sharp and clear for an illusion. I'm getting more confused again. However, the view that finally appears tells me plainly that was no figment of my imagination. The landscape of Tokyo has changed. The Rainbow Bridge is underwater, and only 4 pillars projects from the ocean, towers that must hold some significance. The many boxes scatter across the water surface like blocks are the top of buildings that haven't been submerged completely. This is the new shape of the Kanto Plain, where the persistent rains cause widespread flooding. At this time, 1/3 of the Tokyo area is underwater. Still, even so, the city has remained the capital of Japan. The vast low-lying eastern area had been below sea level to begin with. The conventional drainage functions weren't able to keep up with the never-ending rain, and slowly, over more than 2 years, it had sunk into the ocean. During that time, people had moved farther west, and even now, vast levees around wide flood control basins are being constructed around the flooded Arakawa and Tone rivers. Even when the climate has changed this much, people have kept on living in the area, as if that's a normal thing to do. I'm back here, too. I've returned with everything that happened that summer inside me. Now that I'm 18, I'm going to settle here for good. I'm going to see her again. What has Hina been feeling living here? What has Hina been feeling living here? As I watch the city drew nearer, I consider whether there's anything I can do for her. Yes, story time. I need 5 a.m. Always really focusing to finish. Yes, I am, friend. This book's really interesting. Do you not? Shoot, I forgot if you responded to me last time. Do you know about the movie Weathering with You by Makoto Shinkai, the anime movie? Cause that's the book. Fall asleep again, Mofu, and oi, Fade, don't be evil. Okay. What time is it? 1:45. Man, when I read, I'm reading like this, it feels like time passes so quickly. Excuse you? What excuse me? You're the one spamming evil Patricks. Oi. I'd settle on an apartment near the university. I had only 2 cardboard boxes of stuff to move, and I got them to the apartment by putting them on a handcart and taking a long ride on a train. I heard that the rush to move west over the past 2 years has raised the rent in this area, but an old apartment like this has sounded affordable even for me, and I worked 2 part-time jobs. Okay. And I learned from you, Cap. This area is the center of the Musashino Plateau, and the flooding had hardly affected it at all. You know, I wonder who made that Patrick emote, by the way. Interesting. Listening to the rain, I clean the room and get my stuff squared away by myself. By the time I'm done with my meal of instant ramen, the sky has begun to darken. The internet radio is giving a weather forecast for the Kanto area for the next week. It's expected to rain the whole time. The high is projected to be around 59 degrees. Since the rain isn't falling hard, we should be able to enjoy the cherry blossoms for quite a while. Letting the report go in one ear and out the other, I'm perusing a job search website on my phone. The world is overflowing with jobs, but I still haven't found it, I think. I still haven't found it, I still don't know. For the past 2.5 years, after wearing out my brain on the question, I decided to spend my time at university in the Department of Agriculture. I wanted to study something that would be necessary in this era, now that the climate has changed. Just having a set goal, vague as it was, seemed to make it a little easier for me to breathe. I still haven't found the really important thing though. I want to know my reason for going to see her, and what I can do for her. Oh, I made a small, startled noise. During the job search, part of my brain suddenly remembered something else. Speaking of part-time jobs, is that site still around? I try entering the URL. It's still here. It's there. The screen of my phone shows a picture of a sun and the words "Sunshine for You" in colorful characters. A pink frog in a yellow raincoat says 100% Sunshine Girl in a speech balloon. It's the website we made for the Sunshine Girl business. When I type in the password to a login as an administrator, I hear an electronic chime. You have one request, the screen tells me. Startled, I tap in to see what it is. It is a job request for a Sunshine Girl from nearly 2 years ago. Oh, hey, Art. What the heck, Art? Wait, I swear, you probably typed like, I don't know, 10 messages in my... Okay, never mind, 71. Okay, I was like, I don't know, 100% off. Or like 70% off. But then you sub, what the heck? Why would you sub to me? Thanks for the sub, Art. You mentioned it though? But hey, Art, hope we're doing well. We're just reading Weathering with You. And we're almost finished. I definitely plan on finishing this stream. Guess it's not fair having sub? Nah. I mean, honestly, you just being happy is enough for me. Unless you're a certain someone. Oh, is that so? Alright, go for it. I appreciate it. My, are you here by yourself? When she sees me standing outside her front door, Miss Tachibana sounds dubious. Where's the little sunshine girl? She asked, a little bit disappointed. And I hate to explain. She isn't a sunshine girl anymore. I just wanted to let you know. You came over just to tell me that? All the way out here? Yes. Clang, clang. The sound of pallets being driven in that goes through the corridor of the housing complex. The area is near the Arakawa River, and although it hasn't been submerged, they're building a large levee nearby. Well, my home isn't very big, but do come in for a bit. Yeah, a certain someone. I won't say her name though. Just a certain someone. Why are you sweating, Mofu, huh? Miss Humi's apartment is about twice the size of mine. Wait, Humi sounds really familiar. Who's Humi again? This sounds so familiar. But still significantly smaller than a traditional Japanese house we visited before. There's a combination living and dining room that's about 140 square feet, with one Japanese-style room next to it. I can see the levee they're building through the aluminum sashed window. The yellow pieces of heavy equipment moving around on it like miniatures. Couldn't be me? I wonder. I don't know. Don't sweat it, Mofu. Don't worry about it, Mofu. You already know what to do, Mofu. I believe in you. There are several photographs in the room. An elderly man who's probably her deceased husband. A lively family photo. Her grandson's wedding. Only a scent of incense drifting from the small Buddhist altar, the same as it always was back then during Oban. Oh, Humi is the Oban. Is a requester for that Oban, the Hatsuban event, I believe. Weewu OCE, hello, hope you're doing well, hello. One of the jobs they did? Oh yeah, I just mentioned that, yeah. I just remember because they mentioned Oban. Thanks, Art. Thanks, though, Art. Hello. And Kazu XU. Hello. Yeah. Where's reading Weathering with You? We're at, if y'all don't want spoilers for Weathering with You, we're at the very end right now. We're at the epic log basically. So yeah, where's reading Weathering with You, and we'll be ending stream once we finish. About 20 more pages or 15 more pages, I'm not sure. Epilogue. I like calling it epilogue. Epilogue. Man, epilogue sounds so weird. I know there's no C in epilogue. Was it epilogue? I always call it epilogue all my life actually. Epilogue, but it's just that it's such a small difference that I don't think anyone cared to fix or to correct me. I've only seen the movie plus the manga. You say you've only seen the movie plus the manga. Isn't that like 2/3 of the mediums? You're only missing the novel. I get only out there. But hey, nice, let's go. Was it epic? Well, we haven't finished it yet. Yeah, hello. Anyways, I'll go back to reading. And Mofu, I want to smack you a new one. I mean, sorry, nice to meet you. I'm a very pure, wholesome, innocent streamer. Nice to meet you. Hello. I forgot where we were. I'll just read this. Miss Humi sets a tray, heap of sweets in front of me. Oh, please don't trouble herself. No need for necessities, I believe. You're young, she says, sitting down across the table from me. I've come to visit her, but I can't think of anything in particular to talk about. I try to keep the conversation going anyway. You moved, didn't you? That place we visited was more toward Shitamachi. Yes, that whole area is underwater now, Miss Humi says, as if it doesn't mean much to her at all. I'm sorry. I apologize without thinking. What are you sorry for? Miss Humi seems amused, but I can't look straight at her. I lower my eyes and falter. No, what on earth am I qualified to say? I start wanting to confess everything. I'm the one who stole the blue sky from Tokyo. People lost their homes because of me. It was my selfish decision that took the sun away. But what good would it do to say that? I knew it would just bewilder her. You know this? Miss Humi suddenly asked, her voice gentle, and I raised my head. As she continued, she took a choco pie from the tray and unwraps it. That part of Tokyo used to be an ocean, up until the Edo period, just a while ago. Huh? Back when they called this place Edo. The town itself was an ocean. Inlet. It's in the name, you know. Inlet entrance? Tokyo was the entrance to the inlet. People and the weather changed the land, little by little. Miss Humi handed me the choco pie she's unwrapped. For some reason, as if she's passing something important along. So you see, in the end, things have only gone back to normal. At least, that's what I think sometimes. As she speaks, Miss Humi is gazing out the window at the levee, and her expression is rather wistful. Unable to find the right words, I study her wrinkled profile. It just went back to normal? I wonder what a certain song would say about it. I decide I want to find out. Why does this happen every time? I haven't done anything. You did a clown feet emo, that's what you did, Mofu. Smack. What's with you? You've been thinking about... You know, my hands are getting tired. Oh, sorry, Art. No links. Can one of the mod... if you need to, Oh, you're doing a clip link? Oh no, what kind of clip link is it? Are you kidding me, Fade? No! Fade is a mod now, so I can permit people. I hate it here. Shoot, is that me saying I will smack Mofu? Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, my hands are actually getting tired, so I'm just gonna read without pointing. Get wrecked, guys. What's wrong with you? You've been thinking about that stuff this whole time? You may be starting college already, but you're still just a kid. As he speaks, the middle-aged man in front of me is banging away at a keyboard in a dramatic display of just how busy he is. Oh, you stopped that, Art. What do you mean, that stuff? I protest. Hey, this was never a hand stream, it was a reading stream, not a hand stream. I thought this guy might understand, at least, so I took the plunge and told him about it, and he's just giving me crap instead. Young people these days, you get more hopeless every year. Guess Japan's finally gone to the dogs. Well, I mean, back then You think things are the way they are now because of you? You're saying you kids changed the world for good? Rolling his eyes, he finally looks up from the display and focuses on me. Pushing his trendy glasses, although I'm sure they got prescription lenses, up on top of his head. He narrows his small, usually frivolous eyes to slits. Is a bowling stream? Where are we? Oh, don't worry, I got you. You see? Alright. Like hell you did, you moron. Get over yourself already. It's Mr. Suga, wearing the same old tight shirt and telling me with a lazy sounding slur to his voice. Quit fantasizing and look at reality, would ya? Real life. Listen, you. What an ugly figure. What the heck? Toxic. Oh no, I can't. Alright. Oh. Oh no, I can see my finger. Here. Kids seem to have the wrong idea. No matter how much time you spend navel gazing, you ain't gonna find anything in there. All the important stuff is outside. I'm kidding. I'm trolling. Hi Memo. Yeah, I block raid because we're reading, so I don't want there to be a raid and me having to like talk about the raid. Hey Memo. Yeah, we're just reading. Man, you're actually roasting my finger, man. Yeah, okay. No, I'm kidding. I was kidding about being tired. I just wanted to troll you. yourself, look at other people. How special do you think you are anyway? No, that's not what I... Mr. Suga's smartphone chimes and he picks it up. Hey, he chirps. He pushes it at me, showing me the screen. Check this out. I had a father-daughter date a little while back. Whoa, I exclaimed. The photo on the screen is a blurred selfie of Mr. Suga with Mocha beside him. She's grown up a lot. Master Nagi and Natsumi are also there. They're both striking poses with sideways peace signs. Nagi was a striking kid to begin with, and now that he's taller and slimmer, he's a splitting image of a real prince. Wait. Wait, am I trolling? Is this splitting? Is this spitting image the whole time, or is it splitting image? Does this say spitting image? Spitting image? It's saying it's splitting? Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I was being gaslighted by the book. Let me search it just in case. Yeah, splitting image. No, I mean I thought the book was gaslighting me is what I meant. So yeah, it is spitting. Oi, Art, you stop that. Hopefully he's not sick. Yeah, I'm not sick anymore. Well, I mean, I think I coughed maybe 3 times today. I'm coughing very little. I thought spitting image was the right term. Yeah, I always thought it was splitting. I was like, wait, spitting? What the heck? This is the second error in this book. Alright. You have a problem with spitting, lol? Mofo, I'm gonna smack you. He's a splitting image of a real prince. He's in middle school already. Natsumi was always beautiful, but now her mischievous smile already actually seems mature, and her looks are even more devastating and extraordinary. Natsumi and Nagi went along too. Not that anyone asked them to. Those two are thick as thieves now, although I couldn't tell you why. Thick as thieves? Oh, spitting is right. Wait, spitting is right? Dude, that short Google search was not right. Yeah, it is spitting image. No, Seth was right. The actual term is spitting image. Oh wait, they're both actual words. but it's originally spitting. Yeah, they're both actual words. but spitting's original. Okay, wow, we learn new things every day. And why is there so much Mofu sus emotes? Oi, them thieves thick. Wait, what does thick as thieves even mean? What kind of comparison is that? Or simile? Although I couldn't tell you why. Very close together is what it means? Thick as thieves? Oh, is that what it means? I never knew that. Are thieves usually close together? Even as he grumbles, Mr. Suga seems happy. He and his daughter still aren't living together, but his relationship with his wife's parents isn't a bad one. And it sounds as though there's a good chance she'll be able to live with him in the near future. depending on how his work is going. K&A Planning has moved into a room in an apartment building and it's a proper editing agency now. With 3 staff members. The fact that its president, Mr. Suga, seems busy may not be entirely an act either. I have no idea. They need a certain amount of trust to work with each other, considering I assume people just steal from each other. I heard the phrase once or twice. Oh. Is that so? I never heard thick of thieves, as thick as thieves. Or like, it would just be like close. It would be as close as thieves. Rather than like using the term thick. He abruptly switches over to lecturing me. Kid, quit futzing around, worrying about stuff you can't change, and go see that girl already. You said you haven't seen her since then, so what the hell have you been doing? Well, I mean, you know, I was on probation all that time, so I couldn't cause trouble for her. And if I try to get in touch, she doesn't have a phone. Besides, actually meeting her, I'm kinda like nervous about it, or I want a reason for it, and I don't really know what to say. True. I can't just be like Eggy, who just DMs me with like the most sus emo, and then just leaves. I have to have a reason to DM you. These are not oi. I guess because of alliteration? Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe, oh, you're probably right on that, actually. Just then, a bell tinkles. I know that sound. No way, I think, my heart speeding up. And then, a ball of black and white ambles in. He slowly climbs up onto Mr. Suga's desk with the help of a chair, sits down heavily, and looks at me. Rain, man, you got big. Oh, again, DM me? Nah, you're good, Fade. It is Rain. Although he was a kitten last time I saw him, when I first ran into him in that alley, he was just a little bigger than a smartphone. But now he's enormous, like a sumo wrestler? It's that big? He looks like he must weigh about 30 pounds, and his lazy, mean-looking eyes are secretly like Mr. Suga's. Mr. Suga glances up from the keyboard, pounding away at it again. Seeing those expressions side by side, they remind me of a parent and kid. Mr. Suga waves a hand at me, shooing me away. Go on. Head over there now. Just stop by your place already. You're already holding up operations here. Sorry for bothering you, I tell him. As I trudge out of the office, a staff member tells me, stop by again, alright? I start wanting to ask them if they're gonna be okay. Working for a boss like him. Hey, just as I'm about to open the door and leave, Mr. Suga calls to me and I turn back. He exhales with a wry smile and looks straight at me. Just don't let it get to you, man. Huh? See the world. It's always been screwed up. Somehow I can tell that saying it has been taking a load off his shoulders. That's tough. You know it's always been screwed up. If they all knew that sacrificing one girl to like stop basically like all like everyday rain, or the rainy weather that's like horrible for them, like every day, the everyday torrents, they would totally say it's worth it. I'm pretty sure. Why's the live so she's oi? I'll be sure to check out Ellen. Good night, folks. Well, I got customers. Yeah, have a good one, Art. Take care of yourself. Hack Tokyo, I'd save girl. I mean, I would too if I personally knew the person, but like again, like how the dude was really angry at everyone just like being happy, not knowing the sacrifice they made. I would be angry too in that position. But if I wasn't in that position, I would be happy too. Like yeah. It is a small price to pay to like stop floodings and stuff like that. But yeah, it just sucks. It's hard. It's hard. It's difficult because this is a book, you know, a work of fiction. It can be kind of blissful like this. After leaving Mr. Suga's office, I board a Yamanote line. Shinjuku Station. It isn't a circle anymore, it's a C shape, interrupted by a sunken area. The end of the C are Sugamo Station and Gotanda Station. And water buses leave from each one. I want to take the long way around, so I get off at Gotanda, cross a pier, and transfer to a 2-story boat. The second, well, I mean, I guess another thing they could do is just, big companies stop, contributing to global warming. Non-counting, yeah, true. Like, I mean, at least in the book, no, it hasn't mentioned anyone dying, so this altruism has to be personal, anyways. Yeah. If it was Bay, I would let people die. But if it was me, I would live my drag queen. Yo, let's go, Sofu. I would too. That sounds cool. I'll do it. Just make my family make my family, friends or whatever, just give them a bunch of money for my death, have them live a life without needing to work, and I'll just go sacrifice myself, peace, and then I'll be like that dude doing a peace sign and disappearing, because that's basically what happened to Hina. Wait, what? Did I read this? I must read it again just in case. I know I read half of it at least. I want to take the long way around, so I get off at Gotanda, cross a pier, and transfer to a 2-story boat. The second floor of the boat is open to the elements, and like me, a few passengers are bundled up in raincoats, gazing out over the water. Everyday conversations brush past my ears. What do you want to get for lunch? And there's a new shop open, and I'm looking forward to the flower viewing party this weekend. A rain as fine as silk is falling evenly all across the inland sea. Maybe because the east side of the route was originally a traditional district. The roofs of quite a few buildings poke up through the surface of the water. The view reminds you of a flock of sheep sleeping in a spacious pasture, released from their long, dutiful service. The multitude of roofs look somehow relieved. Next stop, Tabata. Now stopping at Tabata. I hear an easygoing voice make a shipboard announcement. Beyond the rain, I can see the hill road that leads to Hina's apartment. I just fell asleep by this? Hey. Where are we now? We're at the final chapter, actually, Hyde. We're at the final chapter. We're a few pages away from the ending. I think we're actually 3 pages away from the ending. Yeah, we're 2 pages. What the heck? We're so close to the ending. Or we're so close until it's over. Alright. 1 stream away from the ending? No. 1 minute or 5 minutes away. Alright. So from here on out, this whole this whole 2 pages and yeah, basically 2 pages. I'm just gonna read without stopping. I read without looking at chat. Alright, let's go. I take off my raincoat, put up my umbrella, and walk along the narrow sloping road. I walked this road lots of times that summer. There's a line of cherry trees on the embankment on my right. Their blossoms half unfurled, and a panoramic view opens up below me on the left. Before, it was a crowded view of train tracks and buildings, but now it's the inland sea, and it goes all the way out to the Pacific Ocean. Here and there, the tops of all sorts of buildings protrude from the water. The elevated Shinkansen tracks runs in a straight line, almost like an enormous pier. Green ivy and bright flowering weeds tangle around the vast deserted blocks of concrete, claiming new ownership over them. It was ocean to begin with. I murmur aloud, taking in the view. The world's always been screwed up. I hear the rain striking the earth, and spring bird song, fire bus engines, and a distant noise of cars and trains. My own footsteps, sneakers on wet asphalt. I take a ring out of my pocket and examine it. It's small and silver, in the shape of a wing. If I see her again, what should I do? It's no one's fault the world is like this. I murmur the words aloud, as a test. It's okay to say that. Is it what she'll want to hear? Tokyo started out an ocean. The world's always been crazy, right from the beginning. Suddenly, water birds take flight, and my eyes follow them. Then my heart leaps. She's there. At the top of the slope, without an umbrella, her hands folded. She's praying, eyes closed. In the midst of the ceaseless rain, Ina is facing the sunken city and praying for something, wishing for something. No, that's wrong, I think. And it's like walking from a dream. That was wrong, it wasn't true. The world didn't start out crazy, we changed it. That summer, up above that sky, I made a choice. I chose Hina over the blue sky. I chose her life over the happiness of the majority. And we made a wish. No matter what the world became, we simply wanted to live our lives together. Hina, I shout. Hina looks at me. Just then, a strong gust of wind sends cherry blossom petals flying and whisk the hood off her head. Her long black hair, tied back in 2 ponytails, flutters in the wind. Her eyes fill with tears and she breaks into a big smile. As soon as she does, the world blushes into brilliant color. Horaka, Hina yells, and I throw my umbrella aside. We start running at the same time. Her face comes closer, bobbing up and down. Then, when she's right in front of me, Hina jumps into my arms and clings to me. The momentum startles me, and I spin around with her in my arms to keep from falling over. Then we stand, facing each other, still smiling. We catch our breath. Hina's big eyes are gazing up at me from a different height than before, and I realize for the first time that I've grown. She's wearing her high school uniform, and it hits me that next time she really will be 18. Suddenly, worry crosses her face, and her fingers touch my cheek. Otaka, what's wrong? Are you alright? Huh? Huh? You're crying. I realize tears are streaming from my eyes like the rain. How extraordinary are you? You're crying too. And how useless am I? I wanted to ask you if you were alright. I smile at Hina. I squeeze her hands, make up my mind very, very firmly and speak. Hina, no matter how drenched we are by the rain, we're alive. No matter how much the world changes, we'll live. We'll be alright. Hina's face shines, as if it's been illuminated by the sun. Raindrop trickles over our clasped hands in a soft, gentle caress.